be it we need. But I've not yet quite come to see. I may be over the hill now that I have retired, fading away, but I'm not yet expired. Clapped out, run down, too old to save, 1 foot in the grave.
Try counting something.
Yes. I tried counting my blessings. Well, that didn't take very long. Bloody fitted sheets. They never stay put. Look at this. 3 times I wiped my nose in this thinking it was a handkerchief. I make the bed tomorrow, I use a staple gun. Oh, I've got a stomach ache now.
Whereabouts?
Whereabouts in my left earlobe. And I feel sickened to the bargain. Know what that is? But that dodgy pasta we had at your mother's last night. I think we all knew we were in for a voyage of adventure. She phoned up and told us to bring a decent pair of secateurs. No, she doesn't speak a word of Italian. Working for that old magazine cutting with a list of ingredients. Turned out to be the cast list of The Godfather. I shudder to think what she must have put in it. Parmesan cheese in a horse's head, judging by the taste. Spaghetti al Pacino. Oof.
Just give your brain a rest, and then perhaps you might drift off. Just make your mind a complete blank.
I suppose. What's that film where when you go to sleep a man with spiky fingers comes through the wall and starts slashing your face to bits?
A bridge too far.
Is it? No, more recent than that.
Hardy Kruger.
Oh. You asleep? You asleep? Margaret. I think I might buy one of those sweaters tomorrow that Noel Edmonds wears.
You do and I'll kill myself.
What was that? Did you hear that?
What?
That strange hooting sound.
Probably Mrs. Stebbings down the corner.
No, it's that baby owl I told you about the other night, sitting perched on the telephone wires. Look at him, perched right over my car roof. You just dare, matey boy. He's thinking about it, you can tell.
You will do. If you keep staring at him, you'll make him nervous.
Well, why don't they spatter someone else's car? Why is it always mine? He is going to, too. Look at him. He's getting into position. He's shifting himself around. Any second now, he's definitely going to... There. Oh, I don't believe it. They told me they were supposed to fix this thing. That's twice I've had to take that back now because it was too sensitive. Can't tell me there isn't something wrong somewhere when your car alarm's set off by a bird dropping. Well, that's their rations finished with. Any more stale pieces of toast now go into the dustbin. What's this packet of Bisto doing in here?
What?
What's this packet of Bisto doing in the medicine cabinet?
How do I know what it's doing? I can't even see it.
Bring that garage in the morning, that'll be the first job. Why is nothing in life ever simple? What is it that makes that glass teaspoon cling for dear life to the bottom of the washing up bowl every night? When you pour the water away, even if you haven't used a bloody teaspoon, there's always one appears from somewhere.
Will you just go to sleep?
Mysteries of the universe. Time and space. Life and death. Mike Hope and Albie Keane. Never did hear any more about them. Time. When you think about it, nothing ever exists, in fact. I was working this out in the post office as I was waiting for that woman to finish twanging her elastic bands. The future doesn't exist because it hasn't happened yet. The past doesn't exist because it's already over. But the present doesn't exist because as soon as you start to think about it, it's already in the past. Which doesn't exist anymore. Like that moment just then when I said that. That's already in the past. Gone forever. And so is that. And I just said, gone forever. And so is that when I said it says that. That's gone forever now as well. And so is that. When I said that's gone forever now as well, that's gone forever now as well.
Oh, for God's sake, will you shut up, Victor? Jabbering on there all the while like a rabid parrot. Now I'm wide awake. Thank you very much.
What time is it? Are we in the single European market yet?
Quarter past 3.
Oh.
Finish this crossword. That usually sends me off. Saw an old friend of yours today. Came into the shop with a wilting hibiscus. Charlie Maysfield.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen him in ages. How's he getting on?
He's fine.
Did he ask how I was?
No. Well, not as such.
What do you mean, not as such?
Well, he seemed to be under the impression you were dead. In fact, we had quite an argument about it. I was absolutely convinced you died last year, during Wimbledon fortnight. He said he remembers it was the same day Jimmy Connors got knocked out, so he was doubly shocked. I said, no, I think you must be getting him mixed up with someone else, but he wouldn't have it. You know, people that age, they get something into their head and they won't budge. He said he distinctly remembered you'd asked to have your ashes scattered across the floor in allied carpets. Get your own back. To be honest, I think he's going a bit, So in the end, just to keep the peace, I agreed with him. I said, now you come to mention it, you're right, he is dead. He went off then, happy as a sandboy. Oh, and then, talk about an afternoon for characters. We had Broad Maud come in just after lunch with all her latest problems.
Broad Maud? Mm-hmm. She the one that always carries her own toilet seat about with her?
In a Tesco's carrier bag. Frightened stiff of public lavatories. Frightened stiff of everything. Well, takes it all to heart, everything she reads in the papers and sees on the news. Salmonella, hysteria, poisonous algae, man-eating fungus that comes up through the drains.
Man-eating fungus?
She says she saw it on the news, but I reckon it was Doctor Who. I think they all start to blur in her mind in the end. It was her late husband had that morbid fear of giant spiders. Every time he had the cat flap go, he used to break out into a cold sweat.
Yes. Well, can you imagine carrying your own toilet seat about everywhere with you? It must be a bit of a handicap. What does she do when she's got 2 bags of shopping? Wear it round her neck?
Well, that's that. And I'm still wide awake. Oh, perhaps I'll make a milky drink. Do you want one?
Oh, yes, I suppose so. Might as well. Try anything. Put a drop of rum in it. Oh, God. Perhaps if I read something, that would help. What have we got? A Brief History of Time, or the Autobiography of Reg Varney. Bloody book clubs. I know what I could do. I could open last year's Christmas present from Ronnie and Mildred. To dearest Victor, just a little something to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 1990 from Ronnie and Mildred. No, I'm not that bored yet. No, still not straight. That's got it, that's straight. "4291. What? Yes, it is straight. What do you mean not from where you're standing? You can't see from right across the road, I know. Hey, what are you doing up at this time of night? Oh, can't you? Yes, I'm sorry about that. They were supposed to have fixed it, but you know what it's like with garages. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I hope you do too. Good night.
The rest of that milk was off, so I had to use powdered, and we're out of rum.
God, this tastes revolting.
I know. Came through the front door. There's several Olympic pole vaulters supposed to swear by it. Oh, that shampoo makes my hair all dry. I won't use that again.
Which one's that?
Oh, it's another new one on the market. That came through the front door as well.
Just as well they don't have a sales push on for motorcycles. We'd have a Harley Davidson coming through the front door, mowing us all to the ground when we came down for breakfast. A man from the local pet shop was coming around this morning, delivering free trial offer chihuahuas, hammering them through people's letterboxes with a large mallet. I expect we'll get ours tomorrow.
More than likely. Is it all right if I put the light out now?
Yes. Oh, God, my legs started twitching now. I wondered when that was going to happen. Oh, it's shaking about like a Morris dancer. All you need to do is put a couple of bells in the end of it. Oh, I can't stop it. It's always the same when my muscles get tense.
Here we go. Ministry of Silly Walks.
Oh. It's no laughing matter if you had to put up with it.
You don't take enough exercise. That's your problem. Too much sitting around all day. Sitting around fretting about everything under the sun. sun. No wonder you end up all on edge. Can't so much as suck up polo without crunching it.
You can't.
Go right through the entire packet like a beaver in one of those old cartoons.
Oh, I think if I stick it in the air, it'll stretch it and stop the trembling. Oh, that's better. What the hell's going on?
It's that cat sitting on the front bonnet. She'll go in.
Switch it off. What's wrong with this bloody thing? The battery's gone.
Leave it like that will wake the whole of us out of it.
I'll have to switch it over the key under the bonnet. Give me my slippers.
Here.
I'll work at that garage tomorrow, you see if I don't. Leave your car in for 3 days and they do nothing. Probably using it to go about joyriding in. Swear I could smell seaweed from that air filter.
Victor, what on earth's that you've got on your foot?
Yeah.
You've got your foot in a rotting hedge,
God! It must have been when my slipper came off. Oh, I thought it was a bit soggy. I thought it was just perspiration. Oh, steady. What are you doing? Yeah, give it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, dirty thing. Where do they come from? Told you right for sitting in my car.
Come here. Oh, look. You've got all these little needles stuck in your foot.
Oh, I've had it for one night, Margaret. I have straight. I was just getting off then as well. Just getting to sleep and dreaming. Dreaming this really strange dream. They'd emptied all the water out of Loch Ness to see if there was any monsters. And when the lake was completely empty, there, lying in the mud, was this giant 60-foot-long teaspoon.
Yeah. I think that's got the worst of it out. Oh, I should watch where you're treading the next time.
God. I'm not going to get any sleep tonight of any kind.
Why don't you just bring the lavatory in here?
Sorry?
If you go on like this, you'll be as dehydrated as that hedgehog. Remember what happened to the Wicked Witch of the West?
Oh, bloody night long. I might as well have taken that job as a night watchman. Nearly did if it hadn't been for the pittance they were offering. What is the reckon you live on? I was thinking the other day that I might apply for the job as a Duchess of York. Seems to me a profession with a certain amount of security. Don't get made redundant. Miners, steel workers you can do without, but you know that York will always need a duchess to stop it grinding to a complete standstill. One of the few certainties in life. I could always take my city in guilds and grinning. Do you remember the first time we ever slept together?
How could I forget?
That bloody dripping tap. That kept us awake half the night, if you recall.
You hogged the bed.
Who did?
You did, sleeping diagonally across the bed from corner to corner. I used to think it was romantic in those days, having your right elbow up my nose.
Why didn't you move me then?
Because I wasn't sitting at the controls of a bulldozer at the time. I did contemplate jabbing you in the backside with a hat pin, but I didn't want to wake that baby at number 43. I wouldn't think twice about it today.
Don't remember ever hogging the bed.
And you used to suck your thumb in your sleep.
When did I?
For the first 3 years we were married. Some nights you used to suck my thumb.
You never told me about this before.
Talk about a late developer at the age of 26. If you've ever wondered why you've got stumpy thumbs, now you know. And you used to cuddle the hot water bottle as well, pretending it was a teddy bear.
We did nothing of the sort. I remember it burst one night.
Well, that's because you kept pressing it in the middle, trying to make it squeak.
Nick, do we have to go on about this? And I do not have stumpy thumbs. Anyway, you used to talk in your sleep.
You used to sing in your sleep. I'm lying there, just dozing off, and what did I hear? Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of David Whitfield, and then 3 minutes of Cara Mia Mine. And if you'd had a lump of cheese for your supper, we used to get a selection from Eddie Calvert as well. Cherry blossom pink being snored through a trumpet.
Look, can we just drop this subject now then, please?
You brought it up.
Yes, I'm sorry I did. Cherry blossom pink.
Lady next door came round one night to ask if the cat had got his tail stuck in the mango.
I think, can we drop it? Oh, God. There it is. Can you hear it? The rattle of distant milk bottles. That's the beginning of the end now. I might as well get up and put the kettle on. I saw that advert again today. Buy the Daily Mail because you can read it without getting ink in your fingers. By that token, you might as well have a cup of bleach for your breakfast because it doesn't stay in the teapot. Some papers these days, I don't know, especially the one your mother reads.
She says she likes it because it's conservative with a small c.
Yes. I believe Joseph Goebbels was a Nazi with a small n. Can you imagine if the history books had been written the same way as the newspapers are written? 1215, King John signs the Magna Carta. 1216, King John showed a shapely ankle when the wind blew up his cloak at Runnymede, sparking off rumors that he might be on a super new low-calorie diet. Potty Pankhurst at it again. The slaughter of the innocents. No British babies believed to be involved. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
It's all right.
Burpling on as usual. The first thing that came into my head, you don't know what you're saying.
I know. I do it myself sometimes. I was thinking about him just this morning, funnily enough. Running into Glynis outside the post office with Michael. She had him just 4 days before, if you remember. She was coming out of hospital just as I was going in. He's still working for that insurance company. They're talking about moving him to his own branch up north somewhere. She'll miss him. She never had any others. He'd just bought his mum an ice cream, and then he was going to run her up to the doctor's. It hasn't seemed 5 minutes since it was the other way round. I always think of Stuart when I see him. God, he's enormous now. His eldest girl's just starting at the secondary. I wonder what he would have gone into. I wonder if he'd have gone into insurance.
Not if I did my way.
You make so many plans for your life when you're young. I don't know what I imagined I'd be doing when I was 55. Seemed like so far in the future it had never happened. A year was an eternity when you were a child. The time between one Christmas and the next.
Yes, about 2 months now. Draping tinsel over the Easter eggs before long. Why can't they let you live your life at your own speed? Oh, God, I knew it wouldn't be long before he started.
Who?
That bloody sparrow. What's he got to be up so early for? Shut up! One of these days I'm going to sneak up to his nest when he's asleep with a Welsh male voice choir. 3 choruses of men of Harlech would have him laughing on the other side of his beak. God. Hardly worth coming to bed for all the rest I've had. I mean, what's the point of it? Get in each night feeling as right as rain. By the time I get up, you'll feel absolutely terrible. Pure ritual. It's like life, I suppose. But what the point is in living? Doesn't seem to get you anywhere, does it?
No. Ask that sparrow. He seems happy enough. And all he ever does is eat bits of burnt toast and a few worms. He's still got plenty to sing about, obviously.
Yes. Wonder what his secret is. Perhaps it is his diet.
You won't be able to have porridge for your breakfast tomorrow. We're out of milk.
I'll have powdered.
We're also out of porridge.
Well, I'll have something different.
What?
I think I might try worms and toast for a change.
We'll open a new can in the morning.
Yes, we always seem to.
They say I might as well face the truth, but I'm just too long in the tooth. I started to deteriorate, and now I've passed my own sell-by date. Oh, I am no spring chicken, it's true. I have to pop my teeth into chew, and my old knees have started to knock. I've just got too many miles on the clock, so I'm a wrinkly, crinkly, set in my ways. It's true that my body has seen better days, but give me half a chance and I can still misbehave. 1 foot in the grave.